There you go.
Hello, everyone. This is Talk with the Bros. I'm Darius, and we are joined by Rob.
Yo, welcome to Talk with the Bros, episode 4. So if you're watching us, don't forget to share our page, Talk with the Bros, on Facebook, wherever. But we also got my
Yo.
cousin.
My name is Gio, and I am the cousin.
I am awkward.
A little bit. I'm not lie. I was a little nervous doing this for sure.
My name is awkward.
At the
I'm the other cousin. My name's Jose. I'm from LA.
okay,
Wario.
right away we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into it. Here, you guys experience going into stores without masks. How is it feel to? Cause we did that barely. I think lifted. Like a week ago. Yeah. How you guys feeling on that one?
It's scary, but also liberating at the same time. Just because, well, I myself work in the medical field, so there's still people dying from COVID. And at my hospital, even though the CDC has said that if you're in a room with people that are vaccinated, you don't have to wear the mask. But even though in our hospital we're all vaccinated, we are still required to wear the mask for that same reason.
Okay. What about you, Gio?
I feel like it's just being cautious is the best way to go.
Oh yeah, you still wear your mask
I still wear my mask, man.
In the bathroom? In the
Hold
car?
on,
in the car.
In the car
Put it on
while he's
right
driving.
in the car while he's driving.
Nobody's around him.
He's
but
alone
yeah.
in the room and still wears it.
He walks around in the house in a bubble.
Y'all too much, man. But yeah, I just feel like it's just an extra layer of protection. So why not?
Well, you had COVID, no, right? It
I-
kicked your butt.
I did, yeah, and it did kick my butt. It's probably the worst that I've ever felt, like in my entire life, for sure. Yeah,
I had it.
Yeah.
I got it.
But don't you have like the Donald Trump blood? though?
Yeah, I have the Donald Trump blood. I don't know if you guys noticed or if I told you guys I had the Donald Trump blood. So I just handled it in a day and a half, probably.
really.
I was back
You
to
didn't
normal.
get it, bro.
Yeah, that's
Back to normal.
crazy.
He's like, what's COVID?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's crazy because my wife, she got it as well, and we were quarantined together, and she didn't have it. She felt normal, but she was testing positive, and while I was like halfway dead, so it's kind of
You
crazy.
lost a lot of weight.
I did, yeah, like 30 pounds, man.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's not fun at all.
That's what I was gonna. My next question. How was it during quarantine adapting? Because you probably weren't around. You're around your wife like all the time. You're around your kid all the time. But being stuck with them, not like stuck, but like you guys are in the same
Shut
house.
down?
Yeah. Everything was shut down. I was stuck here with Jaylene, and I couldn't wait to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was kind of crazy because I did have like that desire to like go out and do normal life and just go on life as normal, right? But but I also felt that sense of responsibility to quarantine and make sure that I don't spread it to anybody else, So yeah, it's just it was a little frustrating for sure, but I think that sense of responsibility was also high up there.
What about you, Jose?
Um,
Were you quarantined? Or did you
yeah, I
work
was
both?
quarantined for about, I want to say 3 weeks to almost a month. I think the illness was bad itself, but the worst part is just being isolated by yourself, not being able to interact with anybody. I remember like I would probably eat once a day, and they would bring me food, but they would leave it literally like outside my door in a bag.
In a bag.
And then pretty much I'll get a text message, hey, your food's outside.
It's been there for like it's been there for 3 hours.
A half hour ago.
And pretty much you would open a door, nobody's there, and you're just like pretty much, yeah, you're just by yourself, like isolated. And
Yeah.
it's,
Dude,
I think that's the worst part,
Oh,
yeah.
the isolation.
Yeah, that is the worst. I think the craziest part that I saw, especially during the beginning of COVID, and because we live in Los Angeles, was that there was no traffic, and we were
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah. I mean, no traffic in LA is the craziest thing ever, for sure.
It's
like
like
a
felt like Jesus
Post-apocalypse.
came.
huh?
Jesus came and-
Apocalypse.
Yeah,
Because I remember, like, I would get out at 11:30 at night, and there would still be traffic. Like, it wouldn't be bumper to bumper, but you'd be amazed at how many cars are still out at that time.
11:30.
And when COVID happened, I was like, man,
yeah.
all the lanes to yourself.
You know, that actually happened to me one time when I lived in LA in North Hollywood. Like, me and Joanna were driving. We jumped on the freeway. What is it? It's at the 5? Like, goes to the
Yeah.
valley?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we jumped on the 5, and they were driving, and there was no cars going this way and no cars going that way at like 9 o'clock. And we're just like, dude, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, you go over a hill, and it's like, oh, there's everybody there. Like, all the
Yeah.
cars are there. But that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like that was probably one of the craziest parts throughout this whole pandemic process. For sure, there are others, though. For sure.
I know I had my last birthday. I got COVID. My mom dropped me some food from the front yard outside. They sang "Happy Birthday" to me from the street.
Yeah.
like I was sick with something.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So moving forward, talking about the playoffs.
Ooh.
All right, I know you guys seen AD,
Is
Mr. Glass. He would go out with was it
Growing?
Yeah, he tore his groin. I think it was his left one. How you guys feel about that one? Because the Clippers ain't looking too good either. So I don't know.
Well, you know what? They won yesterday,
Yeah. But
and they actually look pretty decent.
I hurt Luca though.
Yeah, that's true too.
So how you guys? I know.
You know what? I had high hopes going back to back. You know, we pretty much had the same squad, maybe upgrade a few pieces. But now that AD's on like day to day, it's kind of like, oh man, we don't really have anything, any caliber that matches up to
like,
what
I
he
think
would bring.
LeBron could hold it down to an
LeBron.
extent.
Nah.
Like,
LeBron is going to hold it down.
Like he'll hold it down maybe this playoff,
The
but like
series,
the
but-
next series, nah, I don't
I
think
don't know.
so.
I mean,
He's not-
AD's not because he's day to day, right? He's
Yeah,
not out,
he's
out.
day to day.
So
He's not going to be for at least for like the playoffs. At least not 100%. He probably come back like 90-80%. What do you think?
I don't know. I think LeBron, he's a solid player for sure, but I think he said a comment today about his 35-year-old or 37 or 35-year-old would beat his 27-year-old. I think he said something about like that today, but
Oh,
I think differently. I think his age, he's getting up there. He's a little slower. He's not able to carry as much as he used to.
he still gets up there.
Yeah, but he doesn't
take that
drive.
though.
But he doesn't drive as hard as he used to. You know, especially after
He
the
doesn't
injury.
need to.
Um,
He doesn't need to.
he does need a cast, though. I mean, if you look at his history, he does need a cast around him. He does have a cast, though. Like he has
Who,
Montrezl Harrell. He got I was gonna say Kuzma, but
who's never had a cast though? Everyone always has a cast.
Jordan didn't really have a cast.
Jordan
Only
had
Pippen.
Jordan had
puzzles, bro.
Pippen,
Yeah,
but
he
he
had
had a bunch of
he
like
had
nobodies.
people that
like,
knew their role.
Who's Tony Kukoc, bro? Who's secret? Like
Who
nobody
coaches-
never heard of those
Hey,
Who
but
guys.
coaches
Tony,
from the-
Tony Kukoc was
he-
known where
yeah,
he was
where he's
from.
from, yeah,
Like, he
I
was like an
remember.
Yeah,
all-star.
where's he from?
It was a big deal when he came over, and I remember what they had. They had two solid point guards. One off the bench. Is it Hodges? Armstrong.
Paxton?
Armstrong. I think Paxton went with them like the first couple ones,
Yeah,
but he's had good players, bro.
but he didn't have like
his last-
all-star players. Like he didn't have like
Scottie
you know,
Pippen
like,
was like a
Olajuwon or something.
back in the day.
or-
LeBron James. I swear, Scottie Pippen could do everything LeBron James could. Look at
That's
his,
true,
Look
yeah.
at he was a
He's a
small
good.
forward.
He's a good player. No, he was a good player. Like he had.
Well, when Jordan was injured, pretty
Tore
much
it up.
Pippen
But when
took over.
but when I guess the way you can prove it too is like when he left to play baseball,
They were
he
still
didn't
winning.
win.
No, but
He
they were
got knocked out the first round, or like
Yeah.
if that. So it's like you can. I mean, LeBron needs all-star caliber players on his, or at least one, you know. But
at least one. But I feel like everyone.
he got Schroeder though. He got Schroeder. He does have.
yeah, he has.
He has
I feel like everyone needs.
Montrezl Harrell,
Everyone needs pieces.
Marcus Gasol.
What team
Drummond.
hasn't? Didn't
Oh,
need
yeah, you
pieces.
need
The only team
pieces.
that's legit was that 73-9.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go up against Brooklyn when they got a whole, they're the
All-star
Monstars.
team?
They're the Monstars from Space
Yeah.
Jam. Like, you're gonna have to have at least another player to get you back.
Facts.
So that's, or even I would even say Milwaukee. Like, you can't go up there and expect to win a whole series on Milwaukee.
Yeah, because Milwaukee's a young team.
Yes,
They had Drew Holiday. They have
Milwaukee's like
Middleton.
they're making it or break it for me. I feel like they've been doing it for a while.
they got
They've
PJ
been kicked
Tucker
out like the
now.
last 3 seasons.
But they got PJ Tucker now. Like, they got a bunch of good players. Like,
PJ Tucker.
I think people are sleeping on them. Really, I think everybody's focused on Brooklyn.
What about the Sixers?
Sixers are good too, though. They got Doc Rivers. I think
And
Doc Rivers was
these-
the missing piece for them.
The East is this. I think it's like the first year the East is as good as the West.
Yeah. It's not a
Usually,
pillow
yeah.
fight.
Yeah,
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 yeah, that's
Remember
true.
when the Western Conference was the whole
for
series?
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
really, bro, really. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the playing tournament? You guys like it?
So I heard a perspective, and it made a lot of sense. They said because what is that thing called when they rest players?
Load management.
Yeah. So because of load management, like let's say the last 10 games of the season, they just sit
Just sit
everybody
them
out.
out. Yeah.
So they're like, no, but like they kind of did it to like help make players accountable and say like I can still get knocked out even though I'm kind of secured. There's still that opportunity for lose my position. So that for me that makes sense because as a fan, you do imagine you have tickets for that game to go see LeBron or to go see, even Jokic, and they're on the bench. You're like, that's messed up,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah.
So I think that in that perspective, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it does suck that if you like worked really hard to be on the 6th or is it the 8th and 7th seed, you could be knocked out. Like
Yeah.
that kind of does suck.
Yeah.
All right, going on with the playoffs. Have you guys been watching all the antics that the fans have been
Ooh.
doing to the
Yeah.
players?
Especially today. Today, they threw a water bottle at Kyrie.
I think it was
That was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Oh,
I think it was
last night, yeah.
Last
Austin,
night.
he went to
Yeah.
jail or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, yeah.
They
Yeah.
got him
Then
like
pre-
battery and assault or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then they threw popcorn on Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
They spit at Trey Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, bro.
They're cracking down on that. So all you people going to the games, don't be doing
You
stupid
people.
stuff. All you people, whoever you are.
What do you think happens going forward? Do you think the players are gonna try to push?
I see like a lot of momentum in that space. I see like, especially now that it's like back to back to back that something happens. I see like now is the time where the league implements a set of rules to prevent all this. But because back then, maybe last year even, these things happened, or a couple years ago, these things happened, and we didn't hear about the league, keeping fans accountable. And now it's like it's a momentum
Because
thing.
you gotta think about like the fans are on the court with you.
And they
Yeah.
just
So
got
might like
back
make
on
it
the
into
court.
hockey, like where you have to be like behind a glass or something. Like if it gets to that point,
I think that would take like away from it too. A lot putting like that ring, like that's dumb. Like I think maybe they
Yeah.
should sit back further. If anything,
yeah.
It did calm down for a while when that what team was it where they actually fought with
The
the
Pacers.
fans? The Pacers, yeah.
Malice in the
Where
Palace.
they
I
actually
think
threw
that's how-
something and then
He
Ron
punched
Artest went
the
up
wrong guy.
there.
He went after the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, you could tell like the fans were like, "All right, we're not gonna
Yeah.
interfere
Yeah.
with the players no more."
Yeah.
But then I guess little by little,
Yeah, but even these past years, you've seen people go after like Westbrook, talk smack to like Westbrook and stuff like that. So, it's like
but that's like
I
any
think
sport.
At the
like,
same time, I think that
that's true.
it makes the game good. Like you go to that player is not gonna like they're all like too friendly. I feel like with each other.
And
They're
then
like,
that's another thing too. What about home
Court advantage?
Home court advantage. Isn't that part of it as well?
yeah,
I don't know. What do you-
So like Utah, like they say Utah's like one of the worst places to play because the fan like Oklahoma, like these are small market teams, but their fans are like crazy. People don't like go like other players don't want to go there because it's so hard to win there,
yeah.
right? Because people love their team versus like I would say even Denver, people love the Nuggets
oh yeah,
when they're in the playoffs and they go kind of crazy,
But
But
it
like when
seems like-
Kobe would come into town,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
and dude, I would go there with when it was like Melo and Kobe. Man, everybody just like Kobe touched the ball, boo! Like this is crazy. But it still makes it, like he said, it makes it interesting. But I do feel like basketball's changed to then from now. Like I think now it's a lot softer
Oh yeah.
than when like us growing up. I think
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
That's just so. My thing growing up, I played AAU ball and like travel. I'd play kids like against that played for our rival school, but I'd be cool with them because we play on the same team. But when I play basketball, like you're not my friend. Obviously, we're gonna play. I'm gonna push you to go your hardest and be competitive. But like now, I think that takes away from like them wanting to like have that edge over each other. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I've known this guy like I played ball with him my whole life. As like to where back in the day where you see a guy probably like 2 times a season and you're just gonna fight with him the whole time. and you don't know him, you don't know nothing about him. I just feel like
Mm.
back in the day,
Yeah, I think like when we used to play in our backyard or Jose's backyard with his brothers, they had a basketball court. It was cool. His dad made like the backyard into like cement so that we could play or whatever. We're all family. We all went to church. We all grew up together. We all hung out all the time. But if we were against each other,
Oh yeah.
it was people are getting pushed on the wall. Tony got like 10 concussions. That's why he's like not all there now.
Yeah, yeah, like,
But
like,
it's just that's just how it was. Like it was dirty. Like I remember like Petey, like he was here actually a month ago or so, and I was like he was my rival. Like me and him were fight after practice, after games and everything. But it didn't matter. You want to win.
yeah. How many pairs of glasses did Tony go through?
I don't think he didn't wear glasses back then.
no.
But even now, like he's gone through some.
I've gone through some thanks to Joe.
Oh yeah, Jose too. Yeah.
It wouldn't be a basketball game unless I get hit in the face.
Yeah, bro, like this, I did something in my thumb one time, but I just kept playing because I wanted to win, and we were on it. And then it was like we played till the sun went down, or we had to go to church.
Or even when we had like the Royal Ranger tournaments, man.
Oh, those are
Even though we were Christian and everything, but once we got on the
bro, there'll be
on
like
the basketball
churches.
courts,
Yeah.
Who is the poor sport? I'm the poor sport.
In our
My
family?
cousins. Oh, I'm not losing with my cousins.
I would say Jose.
poor sport.
Like,
Me?
no, poor sport. Like
Like you don't want to lose. Or I guess who's the most
Oh,
competitive
I would say
person?
Jose.
Oscar.
Oscar?
Yeah, you know.
Wait. Poor sport. Does that mean like the most
like,
competitive?
So, like,
Or
who's the
loser?
most competitive?
Or
I'm not
sore
losing.
loser?
So like who's
Oscar,
gonna be
yeah,
who's gonna be
Oscar.
like the
Yeah,
try
Oscar.
hard? They're not gonna lose.
I think it is Oscar.
Oscar.
honestly.
Bro.
I'm trying hard at anything. Uno, it don't matter. I'm not
I'll
losing
cheat.
anything.
He's like, what do you say? If you're not cheating,
Oh,
you're not winning.
I cheat. I admit it. But it's not cheating because I admit to it.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's bad, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's not cheating.
Because I admit it. Bro, honestly, we grew up with like mostly guys. Like in
That
our
was
family, it was like all cousins. Like Robert's my cousin right here, right? Jose's my cousin, you know, and it was like a lot of guy cousins. And for us to say like who was the most competitive, it's hard to
But that
pinpoint.
always have to be that one person that ruins the game. Like, okay, like relax. Like,
Jose would ruin the way because you get mad, like at Tony or at me or like anybody, right?
Like,
Like you get physical, but like I think Oscar. The thing about Oscar, like, so we're losing. You know, let's say we're playing to 11, and it's 10-2 or something like that. Oscar like turns it on, and he has to score all the points to win the game.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it. But normally he's like passing the ball. He's trying to create plays for everybody. But if he has to score, like, and I think in the Royal Ranger tournaments that we had, there was times where like nobody's making shots, and Oscar's like, no, we're not gonna get knocked out this round. We gotta do whatever we gotta do,
Yeah.
and he would carry the team, you know. But it was like he had that instinct to turn it on. But I think Jose was the one that I say Jose because we always used to fight with him, like whether it was me, whether it was Tony, whether it was Oscar, even.
I even fought with him on a baseball game. Like literally, like we got down. Like, so I
But-
mean,
Now, see, the thing you got to understand with this cousin, he is not punctual at all. So he would set up like the softball games, be like, "Yeah, we'll meet at 3:00." And we were there at 3:00. And next thing you know, he shows up like at 5:00. We're like,
Game's over.
"Really?"
but you don't gotta punch me for that. You know? I'm just saying. You know, I'm just
That is
saying.
kind of true.
I
don't
didn't
have-
punch you. You came at me. I used some words I shouldn't have said, but
I do apologize. But I mean, I think honestly, I really enjoyed those moments. You know, I had a rough upbringing with like my mom and stuff like that. But like basketball, I'm not that good at it, but I enjoyed it. Like I had fun. You know, like the intensity, the competitiveness, the not being so good. Like I like with Tony, we always played 1-on-1, and he would always beat me. And Tony's always been like better at me at everything, whether it was like writing, whether it was like, I mean, we're in the same grade in school. He was always better than me at everything, but it always pushed me to be better. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think I like that. I appreciate, and to have that in growing up was always dope because it was just like, you know, like I remember this one time he was messing with me and he like did an and one move, bounced the ball off my head, and Josh was there, and then he started laughing, and then he threw the ball and like it bounced out my head, and I just like shoved him to the wall, bro. This guy's always getting shoved in the wall, but I shoved it to the wall, and he's still laughing, bro. And I like walked away all mad because I was like, I ain't your little toy, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I remember those moves, yeah. Especially when he would always do those N1 moves, man. It
That
was
one was
funny.
the days though.
It was funny when he did them though, but
N1 was
it just
When he did it to
man.
you, it was
Yeah, that
funny.
was a different story. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
And he's a shooter, so he just shoot all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
He always had that shot.
All right,
He's
so
that
Dude,
guy.
Like, you know, in those videos, sorry to cut you out, but you know, in those videos where like you see Michael Jordan talking about like, yeah, back then we used to like go at it and I hated this guy. And what do you guys think like that the players in today's game will say in the future? Like, you guys think, because they can't say, oh yeah, like we went like, you know, we went back and forth and, you know, we threw punches or whatever. Like, what do you think they'll say? Like, I don't know. Like they don't have that.
that's why I was saying, like, those guys, they like the new probably AAU's been going for a while. So that's what I mean. Like, you're playing a circuit, and the circuit is you're playing teams from Cali, you're playing teams from Texas, and those guys eventually all meet up in the NBA, but they're all cool with each other. So like, I don't think that like would be any type of conversation, fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the last competitive guy that was in the NBA was probably Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was cool with everybody. Like,
But on the court, he was
he
your enemy, bro.
I just,
Like the Kobe stopper. Remember the Kobe
Yeah.
stopper? What's his name? Portland. I forget his name. He would go by the Kobe stopper. He called himself the Kobe stopper, but
I
he
think-
always went at it with him.
I think Tony Allen. That's who I think
Tony Allen's good.
from the Celtics.
Yeah.
That
Like I like players like that, like Patrick Beverly. Like,
I can't stand.
like,
He's getting exposed. This
who's another guy?
this
Who's another guy? that's
series.
good?
He's
Like,
getting exposed.
like Teron Lue, like even though he got crossed over by Iverson, he was on him, bro. Like he was. I would say he's the reason we won that championship.
I think that was like, yeah, but
'Cause
that
he
one
was annoying, bro.
crossover, man.
But that's what like even Iverson admits he's like, bro, that guy was on me. He was annoying. He wouldn't let me do nothing. I couldn't like shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So, but he was a dog, bro. Like just how you playing defense like that. We don't play. Like I play defense with some kids, and all they do is like shoot. They're shooting from like half court. They're shooting from everywhere. So it's just one of those things. Like it's just shoot.
Yeah.
It's not about driving it in or taking contact. It's just shoot.
Yeah.
I don't like that though.
Like you said, man, the game is changing and has changed, and you know will continue to change.
I think it's gonna be more of a player dominated league going further. Like, you know what I mean by dominated, like more older players are gonna take more responsibilities. Like Steve Nash, the head coach. Some I think players are gonna start buying teams. And I think it'll be hopefully more competitive going down.
Yeah, I hope so too. I know LeBron's like on that path too.
Oh,
He
yeah.
bought a WNBA team, but so that's like kind of trying to like build this portfolio so he could buy a basketball team, and that'd be dope. Like you bought Cleveland, that'd be like the Cavs or something like that. That would be pretty sick. Jordan's
Come out of retirement like Jordan.
not all that, but
Oh no.
that was bad. That was not good. Dude. That was not good.
All right. So going away from basketball, we're all fathers here. I'll start with you. I'll start with you. Ask you a question.
Single mom.
How the single mom /dad. How is it going through the process of watching? What are you freshman?
She's gonna be a freshman this
Okay.
year.
Going. How is that?
You know what? Like everybody says, like they grow up, and you always want to. In your mind, you're like, nah, they're not gonna grow up. They're gonna be the same. But I was like just skimming through some of my pictures, and like I can see the transition from like my daughter to like an adolescent teen that's all into
My baby.
BTS, and
She
the
went
way
from,
they
like,
dress.
Lady
and,
boy.
Well, she
you
went
know,
from like an emo kid to like
yeah, she was all into like anime. She would wear nothing but anime shirts and,
She
a
always wore
shirt
the
and
same
like
hoodie.
jeans.
The same
Always
hoodie.
hoodies, yeah.
I think we all
Then
do that.
I blame Ruby. She got into BTS, and then that was that. And
But what would have been the challenges of a single father? Because you're doing it all by yourself, right? So, like, how's that? Like, how have you been able to navigate through that?
you know what? Honestly, I honestly want to thank God for this. But yeah, my daughter's not like you can say a bad kid. She's very responsible. She's a good kid overall. I have nothing bad to say to her besides, any normal kids, you just have to be on top of them to do like
Shower.
chores or take a shower or even like just fix the room,
Yeah.
But other than that, that's my only issue with her. And then my parents help me out a lot. And honestly, I don't know how I do it, to be honest with you, but I think the fact that I have a family that supports me is like probably the biggest thing that
Takes a village.
it does take a village to raise a kid, and that's the honest truth.
But that's how we were raised too, though. Like,
Yeah,
my grandma raised all of us.
everyone
My
had
mom,
hands on-
everybody was.
everyone hands on deck. Yeah.
When my mom was on her own path, his mom, like Jose's mom, was there. Like I felt like she picked on me, but she did it out of love. She didn't have to. She really didn't. Like, if you think about it, she really didn't have to let us in her house. Like, we were at her house every weekend. We were always there eating, and she didn't have to do that. But I appreciate that. And I always thank her. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at because of her, honestly. And your dad, obviously.
All right, Gio. So
But
you
most
got you got two. You got two.
we were afraid of that.
Yeah, and then you got Eli. Luckily, you had the boy and then girl. Then you have another girl.
You having the girl?
Yeah.
All right, how is it going into having another girl? Did you want a girl or boy?
Be honest, bro.
To be honest, it
wanted a
was
boy.
whatever God sent. you
Okay.
know? I think I.
Look at Dios.
Lo que mande Dios.
A ver, ¿qué dice Dios?
Just a little side story. When his daughter was born, he was not happy.
No, I wasn't. I actually okay. So let me give them context.
Yeah, get some content on that. 'Cause I don't think I've heard.
So my firstborn is he's a boy. His name is Elijah. He's 9 years old. And then 4 years after that, my wife and I we're gonna have another baby. And when we found out it was a girl, I started crying.
Not tears of joy though.
No, like kind of just like not knowing what to expect, to be honest, because I grew up with like nothing but guys, So honestly, for me to have a daughter is like something that I felt like I wasn't like ready
Capable of?
for. Yeah. But she's now 5 years later, and man, like she is like the apple of my eye,
Oh, we don't gotta pick favorites, Papa. Don't pick favorites.
No, I
Well,
mean,
it's 'cause-
so far,
Yeah.
because my third one's not born, but I'm like so glad that I have a daughter. you know, to be honest.
I love my daughter's brother.
So I couldn't fathom having a girl when I found out when she was pregnant. I didn't think about it. I knew she was gonna have a boy in my head.
He was all boy. Darius was all boy.
I had a blue shirt on. I was team boy, but I was raised around women my whole life. My mom, my grandma, and my sister. And I know women are amazing. So I know me getting a girl, I wasn't gonna be too sad. But all my cousins have girls. I think 2 of them have boys, but we all have girls. And then now, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't plan on having kids anymore, but if I do, I think I'd want another girl.
Yeah, that's how and I think would want another girl.
It's just different.
Well, I mean,
different love.
I have 2 girls and a boy, kind of like how you are. But so I had my girls first, and I love being with my girls, bro. Like, not that I don't like being around Josh, but but Josh is a mama's boy, But the girls is just like, even though they're girls, we still connect. We still like, whether it's BTS and then Ruth is softball. Just I saw San Jose yesterday. It's like once they're born, it's not even about me anymore. It's about them and what I can do to like put them in a position to be successful, right? But for me, like, bro, I've enjoyed every moment with my daughters, and even through the hard times, bro. Like when we had no money and she wanted, some clothes or something like that, and I gotta tell her no. She was understanding about it, and just navigating through all that. And they're my princesses, bro. Like hands down, and they're always there. And so like I love them, bro. I love them all the time. So but I've enjoyed it. I'm a girl that 100%, bro.
Yeah.
So
like honestly, like when we were like when we found out about Josh, we're like, we have another girl, shoot, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But we have Josh now. We have the apple of Joanna's eye.
there you go.
Seriously. Yeah. And shout out to Kobe for making that trend.
The
you
girl
know,
dad.
Yeah.
I
Girl's
has like
dad.
4 girls, 5 girls.
He has 4.
I think he was a real good, big reason too. I was like, all right, I could do. I don't mind.
What would
being
you
a girl
say?
dad.
She's gonna be my track star.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be my track star. She's gonna be my little WNBA star. Got her when she turns 1 and she's able to walk. She's gonna shot to in her little play basketball. She's gonna shot to.
But we were all boys growing in the house. But Gio's mom was a single mom. Jose, you know, his mom was like always in church. She's kind of almost doing it alone because she was doing all that. So we were raised by our grandma. So seeing all that, like how that in our lives really mattered. Sorry. That was really important. So I just think it's, you know, it has that value in seeing and who we are as adults now because of women, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. So like you
Sure.
know, so it goes a long way because seeing my mom hustle from having no trucks to having 8, almost 10 at one point, you know, and just hustling and seeing her grind by herself is amazing. So
Yeah.
shout out to my parents, bro.
I want to say a shout out to my grandma because I think she instilled unity
Ooh.
among us.
Mhm.
Even though like me and him, we live in LA, and when we come visit or they come visit, we act like we've never missed a day with each other, and you know things
I
just
mean,
mesh.
Even me
It's-
too. Like I've been.
He was
I
a
mean,
part of
too.
the family. He was brought into it.
Yeah, but like,
But
you guys still-
he's like a witness, you know, to like our bond.
Yeah,
Like,
and then you guys are mean on the bond. Now it's like
yeah. Now like you're.
now I could go with
He's
and
my boy, bro.
not be with.
Darius is my boy, bro. Like before Oscar was here, me and Darius, that's how we had each other, bro. Like
I swear, yeah, it's us and then Josh. But Josh, Josh was,
everyone knows.
No, you know, he did. He clicked really well with our family, so that
Oh,
was a
yeah.
good thing. You know,
It
he
was
wasn't
awkward at
shy
first,
about.
low-key,
Yeah,
but you know,
Yeah.
I
think
we
like
learned to love
anything
him.
in general.
I was like, that.
Yeah. Of course, when he
But
broke up with
honestly,
Julie,
like-
he wanted to beat him, but you know
Yeah,
that's a
it
different.
was a- it
we
was a
forgave
weird-
that.
It was a weird position to be in, bro. Like you're going. The first time I met Darius, not a meetup, but like really hung out with him was when we went to Hawaii. That's such a weird time to hang out with somebody for the first time, you know, because you don't know nothing about them, and you're just chilling and
And you have to be with them.
Yeah,
That's the
like-
thing.
Yeah, but you can't be mad because we're in Hawaii.
Seriously, man.
Yay!
This guy had it all planned out, man.
We set us up. That was low-key my mom and my sister like try to, you know, they try to put that. But I really appreciate like all of you guys, and you know, we all grow together. We like even this church, we have collective church. It's all family, dude. Like we're doing it together and we're making it happen, and you know, it's such a blessing to do it together. You know, and that's goes such a long way. So, you know, just there's nothing like family. And for us, like that's what my grandma's taught us. No matter how far you are, no matter where you go, you're always family. You look out for each other. It's not how many times you fall. We're gonna help you get up.
Mhm.
And we've seen that with people in our family that are always messing up, but we always there for them. And you know, it's hard to see them suffer, but we have to help them go through it. So
And sometimes like you don't want to help them because
Nah.
they did it, but
they got themselves there and
Yeah.
wanted to get themselves out, but
at the end of the day, it's like what you said, like you know,
The
like
family.
their family.
we love
I
them.
know my dad was asking me because I was like, we're going back. We're gonna go back over there. You can go back over there? I was like, yeah. I'm always with Ross. I'm not always with Jaden's family, just because like you guys, like he said, you guys are tight knit. You guys are always with each other. So I think that I enjoy you guys doing all that extra stuff. My dad was like, I don't think we don't plan stuff like going bowling. So like when I asked him to go, he's like, "Oh, who's all gonna go?" I was like, "It's everyone." And he ended up having fun because he'd been wanting to go bowling since when he got back. And I told him, "Oh, they're gonna go bowling," and he beat me.
But you've been on basketball.
I beat you.
I lost. I think I got last place.
You did beat on basketball though.
Oh heck yeah!
Bro,
give
my
me
legs
that.
are killing me.
Hey,
right
but
now.
then again, he's like way younger than us. Come on.
No, but then he beat you, so
No, he didn't beat me. You
he
missed it.
did.
First.
No.
Shout out to my dad actually.
Yo, shout out to his dad. He's really old, but
He's
you know,
really old.
he
I'm
was
still
really
got it, bro.
active.
Bro,
he
I
was
didn't
the
realize how
active
old we were
one.
until we played today.
Me neither.
But yeah, bro, just like to bring it all together, bro. Just, you know, it's a huge shout out to everybody. If you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, you know, talk with the bros is what it's all about. It's just talking with each other, making, like Jose said, no matter how far we are, we just always bring it together and never left, right? And it's always dope to reminisce about how long we've come and where we've came from and, you know, learn from our mistakes and all that stuff. And now we're seeing our kids grow and now we're seeing all that stuff. So, you know, that's a blessing. So that's what Talk to the Bros is about. So I hope you've enjoyed this
All right, last question.
segment.
When do you guys plan on moving to Colorado.
Ooh, that's a good
There's
one.
nothing in
I'm gonna
Canada.
say this: a lot of people are leaving LA, and that's for a reason. Not only LA, California, and that's for a reason, to be honest. But I'm open-minded to it, and my answer is, I leave it in God's hands.
TBD. Jose, there's the next one, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, you better not stop it because I'll beat you up.
You know what? Yeah. Before it was like she didn't want to move here, but now it's like I'm not giving her an option anymore.
No.
You know, because of course you always want to do what's best for your kids.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they might not see it in the moment, but then when they realize when they're older, you know, even if they don't thank you in mind, they'll be like, you know what, moving was probably the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yep.
So probably I want to say next year, God willing.
Okay.
You heard it here
You
first.
heard it. Next year. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for them to come here.
Oh, yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
because Yaya and Ruby are the same age,
They're like
They're different
sisters,
grades?
man.
but so it's kind of like when I see them, I see me and Tony. Like we're the
Yeah.
same age, same grade, everything like that. And we kind of got the better of each other, you know. And that'll be dope for them together to be better and to grow together. You know, they're gonna have their arguments, their fights and stuff, but. Because it sucks to be alone, to be the only child.
You know how I picture them? Like, you know how Tony was your best man?
Yeah.
Like, I would picture something like, you know, Ruby or Yaya,
Yeah.
they'd be like their bridesmaid or
Yeah,
a
pushing
maid
each
of
other, bro.
honor, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully when they're like 50, though.
Yeah, heck. Yeah, but for real. But yeah, we'll be praying for you guys, man. We'll be praying. So this is our episode 4. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Stay collective and let's be blessed. All right, take care.
Peace out. Oh, see, Papa was